When I was first learning about the rules of magic, one of the most important ones was to never perform the same trick twice. And I don't know about you, but personally I had a very hard time doing this because whenever I fooled someone, they were like, do it again. And I feel like I always took this up as a challenge of, oh, can I fool them again? But eventually, either due to a slip up or some misdirection not working, they would figure it out. Now, why am I telling you this? Because Harry Houdini, considered to be one of the world's most famous magicians, bragged that he could figure out any trick or illusion within 3 tries of seeing it. And there were magicians who took him up on this challenge, but time after time, they failed on the first, if not at the best, the second attempt. But on February 6th, 1922, a 27-year-old magician was introduced to Harry Houdini. Houdini thought it would be fun to indulge this amateur magician because all he simply had was a pack of playing cards and a pen. The magician performed the trick for Houdini the first time, and Houdini couldn't figure it out. So he said, okay, do it again. The magician obliged and did it very slowly right in front of Houdini's eyes. And to his shock, Houdini still couldn't figure it out. Now Houdini was pissed. This amateur no-name magician just came up to him and fooled him twice, so he demanded a third attempt. It was time for the impossible feat. Could Houdini be fooled a third time? Guess what? Not only was he fooled a third time, but a 4th time, a 5th time, a 6th time, and a 7th time, eventually accepting defeat. The most famous magician who just bragged about being able to figure out any trick was fooled countless times by a no-name magician. The magician went on to revolutionize magic, become a universally respected man in the community, and a mentor to many great magicians. This man was also known as the Professor, and the man himself is Dai Vernon. What up, crew? It is Magic Monday, and this is your place to learn magic, master your performance, and captivate audiences. Man, I got lost in that story myself. I spent like an entire day doing research on it, and there is so much to learn about the history of magic. I may just start doing that on this channel. But right now, you're not here to learn about the history of magic. You want to see the card trick that fooled Houdini. Let's do it. So here's how the trick went down. A card was selected and signed by Harry Houdini with its initials HH. It was then taken and put second from the top and pushed in right in front of Houdini, and with a simple wave, each card jumped right back up to the top. Now Houdini blinked. He didn't really know what happened, so he asked Vernon to do it again. Vernon did it again, took the card second from the top, showed Houdini the card is being put in that position, squared it all up, again, wave, and the card jumped right back up to the top. Now Houdini thought maybe this is a duplicate card, maybe there's a double lift going on, but that was not really the case because it wouldn't have been possible with a signed card like this. So one last time, Houdini took the card, placed it second from the top, very slowly done, pushed that in just like this, and once again that card jumped right back up to the top, the one and only signed card. I'm sure a lot of you know how this trick is done, especially if you watched my video from like 3 weeks ago. But when I first started doing the research on this, I had no idea about who fooled Houdini, the card trick that fooled Houdini. And after doing this, I'm like, wow, I had just made a video on this, and this had changed my perspective on magic, and this is what fooled Houdini. Crazy. And by the way, if you want to know what video I'm talking about, I'll put the link on the screen. You can go ahead and check it out. But yeah, let me give you a little bit more insight on what happened on that fateful day of February 6th, 1922. You know, doing this trick is so much easier than you may expect, because all you really need is a deck of playing cards, a card that you can sign using a Sharpie or a pen or whatever. And are you ready for this? The moment of truth. And I've talked about this so many times, a double backer. When Vernon fooled Houdini with this method, I doubt that double backers existed. I would think he just took 2 playing cards and just stuck them together like so, you know, creating your own kind of double backer, which is, you know, a helpful hint. If you don't have any double backers, you can just tape 2 cards together. So I believe that's how he achieved in creating this double backer. So of course, to start off, you have a card selected and signed. I believe the original card that Vernon used and that Houdini selected was the Ace of Clubs, so we just have the 2 of Diamonds signed with the initials HH. That card is taken, right? And I slid it here. I'm just going to show you how I performed it because I feel like most of you already know, you know, how the trick is done. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the performance aspect. Now in doing this trick, you're going to start off with the double backer on top of the deck and have a card signed and selected. And as I mentioned, I think the card that Houdini selected was the Ace of Clubs. So now we're going to start by pushing off that top card like so and showing that we're inserting the signed card in the second position. And I believe this is how Vernon had performed it. He pushed it in the second position, push that card in like so. And now that you're pushing that card in, it's very easy to kind of grab that pinky break and do the double lift to show that card kind of just went right back up to the top. And that's the one thing that's great about this double backer is, you know, regardless of how many double lifts you do, let's say you have the card, pretend to place it on top, turn it over, it's automatically in the second position. And if it's in the second position, you do a double lift, it's suddenly on top. So in that way, the double backer is fantastic. So that's how Houdini was fooled the first time around. Now doing this thing for the second time, Vernon really slowed down the process. He took that card very slowly and showed Houdini that it was going in the second position, okay? And just like this, we push that card in again. And as I mentioned, when you're pushing a card in, it's much easier to get that break underneath. So you get that break, you can do a wave, snap, you know, whatever kind of performance you want to do. Double lift again to show that card comes right to the top. I think Houdini had two theories on how this was accomplished. The first theory was that it was a duplicate card. But of course that theory was quickly debunked because the card was signed, and there's no way a signed card could be duplicated, at least during that time. So that theory did not work out. The second theory, Houdini knew, of course, he knew about the double lift, but the reason the double lift didn't work is, for example, let's say we didn't have the double backer. If the card is put in the second position and a double lift happens, if we take that card off, you'll see what the next card is, right? So if this card is not a double backer, you'll easily be able to tell, okay, this was a double lift. So in Houdini's mind, this just didn't work. So obviously this couldn't be it either. But as I mentioned, doing this now for the last time, Houdini did not take into account a double backer because these cards simply did not exist. So there we go, just like this. And again, I don't recall if he showed Houdini the third, fourth, fifth time, sixth time, whatever it is. Again, put at the seventh or second position, shown, and there it was. Houdini was left baffled. He did this third time, fourth time, fifth time. I believe he even did it for the sixth time in front of Houdini's wife, who he also fooled. And eventually the seventh time, Houdini just accepted defeat. I'm not sure if Houdini ever really figured this trick out, because after this whole ordeal, Houdini did not like Vernon. I think that's as plainly as I can put it. There were also times in Houdini's career where he was practicing a move that Vernon had down really well, but he just didn't want to ask Vernon about it. One of his partners or friends had told him that Vernon has this move down, you can learn it from him, but Houdini just did not want to let go of that, of his pride and go back to Vernon to learn from him. But it's really crazy to think about how a simple double backer fooled Houdini, and I did make a video on this, but it also changed my perspective on magic, so crazy what simple things can do. Hope you all enjoyed my hours of research. I know I had a lot more fun doing it than I expected, so that was weird. But anyway, I'd love to see your support. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more content in the future, and I'll see you really soon. Peace out.